hidden talents, dreams untold, a universal brilliance, yet uncontrolled. Intelligence is the key, the magic wand, unlocking potential across every land.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. It's so beautiful to be here this wonderful evening. I've been looking forward to today, especially this evening. And coincidentally, today was one of those very long days where negotiations, closing deals, and driving conversations were the longest, starting from 8 a.m. down till I think, yes, I had the last at 4 p.m. and now we are here. Thank you so much for joining. And I know that your business as a creative will not be the same after tonight. You're welcome. Thank you, Sis Princess. Hello, Halima, Mama. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Please confirm that you can hear me. I want to be sure that I'm audible before we go on. Can you hear me, please? Let me know if you can hear me. Put it in the chat. Can you hear me? I was just discussing with the team, and I said I doubt if oh, my voice is clear. Thank you. I doubt if 1 hour is enough for all that we've packed in here. Uh, but we can't do more than an hour. At most, we can maybe have subsequent classes. I don't know about that. Thank you. Good evening. Real talk with Princess. Thank you so much for joining. Today is the day. This is Book Chef. My name is Ijawele Chimamaka Ubona. And if you're wondering, why am I listening to her? Why is she the one to talk to me about how to control conversations, to close deals? I would say that I was born a negotiator, negotiating for businesses. Early on in my career, I didn't really know what to call it, you know. But then gradually, when I joined a new workplace, and that was the first skill that was recognized, and I was asked to, okay, you need to sit here and make sure the money keeps rolling, and that's what we do. So yes, I want to make sure that when you have conversations, with your clients, you do not just waste your time having conversations. Those conversations turn to rewards for hard work, which is money, and you're able to have conversation with anybody, be it a president, a first lady, and you're able to hold your own. But I'd like to say this: is some of you, I work with you for my personal brands. Do not use these strategies on me. This was one of the biggest challenges I had. I was asking myself, after this, what happens? Are you sure they are not going to use you for practice? And then you're not able to, they will just learn all of these things and they started to, please don't practice with me. We're going to close with your clients. All right. Welcome, you're welcome, you're welcome. So, how many times, first, before we get into this, I'd like to ask a very pertinent question. How many times have you walked, how many times have you walked away from a conversation feeling like you left money on the table? How many times, we tell ourselves the truth. When say, I could have done better. I think that these people not reaching back again, I think it's from me. I think I messed up. How many times have you walked away from a conversation and you felt like you have left money on the table and it's 100% your fault? Now, if you are here and don't have any of these questions, please, you are in the wrong room. First, if you've never asked yourself any of these questions, then it's time for you to leave the room. This is not the place for you. Number one, why do I hesitate when it's time to state my price? Two, why do I over explain myself when negotiating? Why do clients say, I'll think about it and never return? Why do I struggle to close high-paying deals even when my work speaks for itself? Why do I get ghosted after sharing my rates? Why do I keep lowering my prices just to secure a client? Why do I feel nervous discussing money and value? Why do clients pay others easily but question my worth? Why do I attract people who can't afford me? Why do I keep working for exposure instead of real money? And you know what I'm talking about. Some people reach out to you and they tell you that, I want you to design 1 million flyers for our events. I'll give you exposure. So many creators who are here tonight have experienced that. Now, what you are going to learn tonight is how to take control of conversations and steer them towards a close. The psychology behind powerful negotiations. How to stop second guessing yourself and confidently own your worth. And simple sheets that turn, let me think about it, into where do I pay. So if these are your concerns, then for the meeting, okay? But if none of this concern you, then you may have to leave because you're in the wrong room. If you have all these things figured out already, you're in the wrong place. Now, I'd like to read out because I made a lot of notes. In fact, this class is supposed to be in 5 parts. And I know some of you here today, I know the kinds of businesses you do. I've patronized some of you. I still work with some of you, and I would have used you as case studies, but then it's going to backfire, so I won't. All right. Today, we will be starting part 1 with understanding the creative negotiation landscape. Why do creatives struggle to close deals? Do you not realize, and when I say I made these notes, you know that what's applicable to someone who lives in developed countries in other parts of the world may not apply to you. It's not even may not, will not apply to you who live in Nigeria because of so many factors. So before we even get into what's going on and why the struggle is real, let's talk about some of these biases and some of these challenges. So first, let's look at cultural and societal mindsets towards creatives who work in Nigeria. Number 2, we would be looking at the global perspectives. How do creatives in other parts of the world, such as US, UK, Asia, and other countries navigate negotiations? Number 3, we would like to identify personal negotiation weaknesses and blind spots. Personal negotiation weaknesses and blind spots. So let's go into one. These notes were made from personal experiences, starting from my years of growing up in Aba. We all know that Aba is the Japan of Nigeria. Aba is a trade hub where you learn all sorts of skills, and these things are not even taught in Harvard Business School because these people, where it's just like how we were surviving before AI came up and people started using AI to make life easy. Then it was pure wisdom and born out of hard, difficult experiences. And then they kept learning and making things better for themselves. So let's talk about the very first one, lesson one. Please put in the chat box lesson one. I took time to make notes so that it would help me streamline the conversation and the teaching. Why do creatives struggle to close deals? Let's look at the Nigerian mindset towards creativity and pricing. And if it's something you're experiencing, put it in the chat box, let me know. Now, it's no news that many Nigerians struggle with pricing and negotiation due to deep-rooted societal beliefs that creative work is number one. That's what we believe here. That creative work is a passion, not a profession. So sometimes people would ask you, why are you charging for something you love? And that was one of the biggest challenges I faced. I had studied English and creative writing. So people would reach out to me and say, oh, please help me write a tribute for my grandma, mom, or for this and for that. Oh, please help me. Oh, I'm looking for full names to give my children. I've named at least 10 children right from many years ago. People would reach out and say, oh, I love the way you come up with catchy titles, where you want to do things. Oh, help me with this. So many people would give me their books to work on, and I saw it as I saw it as a privilege that I'm helping someone. I always felt guilty. I felt guilty that I would open my mouth and tell somebody to pay me for something I love. And I think I'm happy most people who are here tonight either moved away from this, but if you're still at this stage, do not worry. We'll get to that. Number two, deep-rooted societal belief is an easy skill that anyone can do. People believe that what we do as creatives is an easy skill that anyone can do. Another one is it's not as valuable as conventional careers like law, medicine, or engineering. And of course, I'm happy that things are changing right before us. We are seeing that things are no longer the way it used to be. Creatives are ruling the world. Creatives are making work make sense for the engineers, for the lawyers, and even people who have studied, in quotes, professional courses are now creatives themselves. Then always negotiable. That's one thing with Nigerians. We believe that clients expect to haggle. Clients expect to haggle. And when I was writing this note, I remembered when I was selling, buy goods worth 50 something thousand naira. But you see that Jara, it's a Nigerian, put Jara for me. And you refuse to do it, that person can leave everything that they have bought just because you did not add something. You don't put that Jara. So it's a mentality, is a conditioning, and they bring it into the creative process. They bring it into conversations with creative. So people have price. Why are you charging this now? Is it not just to write this thing? But the truth is, you for yourself, that shows not other people's gifts to mere inconveniences by saying, is it not just? So, and then another thing, common challenges creatives face in Nigeria is clients who want work for free or exposure. Many people have seen shege with this. People who undervalue creative skills compared to technical skills. Difficulty convincing clients to see the return on investment in creative services. Pressure to undercharge due to industry norms and competition. And now let's get right into it. I'm going to, in fact, one of you, I looked at your IG page, and I used you as the avatar to create this example. But then, of course, I changed everything. And I call this, let's look at what I call Bro Creatives is doing. Bro Creatives is an Enugu-based graphic designer who is always found it hard to charge more than 2,000 naira for logo design, even though he spent hours creating high quality work. Every time he quoted a price, clients responded, is it not just a logo? I can use Canva for free. If you've ever experienced this, put it in the chat box. I don't know why I can't see that. Maybe put it in the chat. Okay, thank you. I think I experienced network glitch. We're back and we're rushing in now. So we're going to start the very first case scenario with, I love participatory classes where I don't just come and dump knowledge on you. We have conversations, we think, thought-provoking conversations, yes. So we are going to be using Bro Creatives as a very first case study when it comes to negotiation, who I already introduced to you as a creative who is a graphic designer. But each time he tells people or his clients, I design logo, not been able to move from 2,000 naira designing logo. What do you think is the problem with Bro Creatives? Is it village people, or what do you think he's doing wrong? What do you think is happening with him? What do you think is going on with Bro Creatives? A graphic designer who can charge more than 2,000 naira for logo design. So each time he says, this is my price, I charge 10,000 naira, people are like, 10,000 for ordinary logo, please, I'll use Canva and design it. What do you think he's getting wrong, and what should he do about it ASAP? And of course, the same applies to you, whatever your industry. What is he getting wrong? I can't see comments. I really wanted this to be participatory. So I'm seeing your comments, I'm reading it. I want to see how your thought process is going, and if you understand what the question is asking, what I'm asking. What is wrong with his proposals? What is wrong with Bro Creatives? So every time he quoted a price, clients responded, it's not just logo, I can use Canva. And what this cost him is he kept lowering his price just to secure deals, leaving him overworked and underpaid. Since I'm not seeing comments, I might just go on to explain the stakes and what Bro Creatives should do. Number one, the problem is his proposal. He needs to do what we call rebranding. He needs to rebrand. Even me, I would find it difficult to take anybody who says, I come to social media, I come on social media, and you tell me you design logos. So what? What about it? Especially in this AI crazy times. He's weak in negotiations. He's weak in negotiation. We haven't even touched on negotiations. First, we want to see what is wrong with this proposal. Sometimes we want to sell products, or we are offering services, but the way we are going about it, the way we even bring it out, the way we even present it is already a stumbling block. He's supposed to rebrand his proposal. Instead of just offering logo, he should start doing what? Offering brand identity package. package with mock-ups, color guides, and packaging designs. This is one of the things that my brother and friend Mark Media did. You can't say you are doing logo in this age and time, this 21st century, this fast-paced 21st century. Some of us, our offerings are wrong. It's already working against us. So people just look at it and be like, you're not worth it for logo. So one of the things he needs to do is to do what? Rebrand his proposal, because clients do not just pay for the work, they pay for how you position it. Clients do not just pay for work, they pay for how you position it. Let's look at the psychology. I'm trying to rush. Let's look at the psychology of pricing and value perception. Let's look at how clients subconsciously assess creative services. When a client sees your work, he isn't targeting the right audience. Even if he were targeting the right audience, if I present to you, if I come to you and tell you that I am a graphics designer and I focus on only logo, you have other needs. As a brand, I'm going to use your brand, my friend Lima, I think jewelry and all that. If you want to launch out on social media as a business owner, and I say, okay, I'm going to do logo for 20,000. You look at me, ordinary logo, 20,000. But if I rebrand my proposal and come to you and say, I'm going to offer a complete branding package for you, and this includes logo, choosing color palettes, color guides, mock-ups, packaging designs, everything, and everything is 150,000 naira. It would make more sense to you because I am offering more. Clients do not want to pay for the work. They want to pay for how you position it. How is it looking like? I'm taking stress off of you from, after logo. So I will not pay only 20,000 naira for logo. That's why you are walking along the roads, Rumokoro or Balogun market or anywhere. And even the ordinary seller on the street understands this. Abalumo is in season, Awudara. Instead of putting just maybe 10, this, that they will tell you that, can you, even the okra seller, okay, you can buy all of these ones for 4,000 naira. And then if you calculate the cost of 1,111, and that's not talking about box sales, just rebrand it, offer more. Now let's talk about this. I don't want to go too deep because of time. I'm looking at my time and all. Let's talk about the psychology of pricing and value perception. How clients subconsciously assess creative services. When a client sees your work, their brain asks 3 key questions. Does this solve my problem or desire? Is this worth the price? Can I get it cheaper elsewhere? And the truth is, we are all clients and customers to other people as well. So if you've ever asked yourself these 3 questions, that means this is true. This is true. Right? So why people pay millions for a simple thing? A regular person might see a painting. Let me take you through. I'm someone who, I love arts, especially these artists that design canvas and all of those things. But at the same time, if you're driving, sometimes true. I live in Port Harcourt. If you're driving through a place we call okay, I've forgotten. You just see people carrying that painting, some of these paintings, and you can get it for maybe 15,000, 10,000 naira, and the rest of them. But let me show you something. A regular person might see a painting and think, I can buy similar for 5,000 naira in a local market. But an art collector sees it and thinks this painting has history, exclusivity, and meaning. It's an investment. Why would you visit the home of someone who is affluent and see a similar painting in your home? When you visit somebody who is doing very well, maybe you go to visit Davido, for instance, you have access, and you see a painting that looks like the one in your house. Please tell me, what do you think? Do you go say, ah, he has the same painting, oh, now wow, with me? Or do you think, ah, this is his own, this one are the original, that my own, sha? Well, na streets. Let me know in the comments. What do you think? When you see the same kinds of painting, maybe what I'm putting on now, and I see, you see me wearing it, and you see Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie wearing something, the same thing, what would you think? I beg, my own is a good one. Why did I use myself? What do you think in that moment? Do you think, would you honestly think that that one in Davido's house is the same as the one you have in your house? Or would you think that, ah, that one must have cost a fortune? They now went to do the fake one and sell on the street. It's not even, it can't be the same quality. Is it what you think? Yes, you would think that Davido's own is superior. There are no two ways about it. So what does that tell you? Clients will pay premium prices when they perceive your work as valuable and exclusive. That's my note here. That's the key takeaway. Clients will pay premium prices when they perceive your work to be valuable and exclusive. And that is the truth. So the cheap work trap. I want us as creatives to avoid the cheap work trap. Why underpricing destroys your brand? Many Nigerian creatives charge too little because they fear clients. Because of the fear of losing clients. But this backfires because low prices make clients doubt your quality. You attract difficult, low budget clients, and you stay stuck at the same income level. And let me explain it with my Aba experience. Yes, you might say that his is of higher quality, and that's the truth. Let me use my Aba experience to talk about this. Let me use it to explain a little bit more about low quality. Have you ever gone to the market? This is my experience, to buy something. I remember those years my mom would send me to Araya Market to buy her things. And immediately I price, ma, is this not 500 naira? And the woman says, bring money. Put it in the comment. What do you feel at that moment? The moment the person says, bring money, the person doesn't argue with you. The seller doesn't argue with you. The person just says, bring money. How do you feel? Because it's a Nigerian thing. No? We are not in the US or in developed countries. We are using problems and challenges that are peculiar to us so that this lesson is relatable. How do you feel if you go to buy something and immediately you just say, the person just says, this is 200 naira, and then you say, ah, not be 190, or not be 190K, the person say, oh yeah, bring money. What do you do immediately the person says that? And how do you feel? I wish I can get fast responses so that we have so much to cover. How do you feel? What do you say? While you're pondering on that, let's talk about global versus Nigerian perspective on pricing creativity. Because if you do not understand that there are odds against you as a creative, you may not really understand. Even those people that say they are earning in dollars, when I say those people, all of us service providers will earn in dollars at one point or the other and still earning, for some creatives. So even those that earn in dollars, the truth is there's every likelihood that the foreign counterparts, those in developed countries who are doing the same thing, are charging way higher than what those people pay creatives in Nigeria. But we celebrate, I'm earning in dollars. pay them higher. So let's look at the global versus the Nigerian perspective of pricing creativity. Do you know that in the United States and the UK, creatives emphasize the business value of their work? That is, business value is based on ROI-based price. It's an ROI-based price. That's return on investment-based pricing. In Asia, many creatives bundle services to increase value perception. Bundle services, sell this in bulk. They bring so many offers together. While in Nigeria and most parts of Africa, many creatives price based on what they think people can afford, not what their work is worth. How many times have you wanted to sell something and you're thinking, I remember, I'm going to also use my friend again, Halima, who is here. Recently, I think late last year, she sells very good jewelry. Most of the jewelry I wear, I buy from her. If you see me, earrings, necklace, gold plated, all these things, she sells good quality. And I remember the last one I bought. That's why I said I don't want to use it so it doesn't backfire. So the last one I bought, when I priced it, and she, I said, okay, I'm taking this, I'm taking this one, I'm taking that one, and I'm like, is that price not too much? She did something, and it worked on my psyche. Maybe she sometimes we do things and we don't really know. We may not have the right words for it, but some of these things we already know. And she said, she opened her phone and said, see this person on Facebook at BIG. See how much they're selling this exact same thing. See how much they're selling it. I saw the price she showed me, and then the price she said, and I know hers is of good quality too, because of course she can't sell those and I can't wear low quality. She said, see what they're selling. And I saw the price difference. Oh, thank you thank you. The noise from the fan, I've switched it off. I feel hot, but I've switched it off. When she showed me that, it was a done deal immediately. I didn't bother to price again. She just said, I'll give you this for this, I'll give you this for this, I'll give you this. She took her time, showed me, see this one, see what they're selling it. See this one, see what they're selling. She didn't have to say too much. I'm going to even come to that. I've jumped the classes. And in that moment, I'd already made my decision. I said, oh, don't worry. We totaled, this is the cost, and I paid. I'll tell you what that is called. But that's the problem with many creatives in Nigeria. We charge based on what we think people can afford, not what our work is worth. So for her, she was able to solve the problem of me. The first price based on survival. Our price is based. So many of us charge based on survival, not the value. How many times I can tell you how many times people have reached out to me to buy some things. The prices were ridiculous. I refused to buy. I said, this one will not last though. So if you want to attract the right clients, please, not ridiculous prices that do not make sense, because everything about you is survival. How do you write a best-selling book and then you say you are selling it for 1,000? Me, I will not buy. I will not buy it. because I would think that you've gone to copy different things together and put it together and sell. I won't buy. I will not buy. I don't know about other people, but I won't buy it. So stop charging based on your personal financial situation. Everywhere I don't read. At all, na bad pass. Present your service as an investment, not an expense. Present your service as an investment, not an expense. And what does this mean? I want to show you a case study. Somebody meets you as a video editor who charges 30,000 naira per video. And the client says, you tell the client that you charge 30,000 naira per video. This is so much. So many case studies, I don't know. I said it before, 1 hour is not enough. Imagine you're a video editor and who charges 30,000 naira per video, and the client says, my cousin can do this for 10,000 naira. What would be your response? How can you show them that your work is worth more? Write down your responses. Write down your responses. I want to see your responses, those responses that will position you as premium. Please write down your responses. I want to show you how you can present your service as an investment, not an expense. Most of the time, when we go to our clients, by the time we are done talking, they are seeing the money they want to pay as an expense. But if you are able to manage conversations, I should be seeing it as an investment. The day I spoke with Matthew, who is the one managing our IntelliSphere YouTube channel and everything, even the live event we had in December. When I asked him, and then he told me we can do this, and we are able to hit this number of subscribers, we are able to hit this number of views, we are able to do this. I saw it, I said, let me go and look for money. I didn't see it as my mind moved, my mindset moved from expense. Oh, this money, I don't want to part with this money. I have other things I want to do with it. No, I saw it as an investment. This is an investment I need to make for my brand. And today, we are still waxing strong. We're still growing. He's the one still overseeing the shorts, the videos you see on our YouTube channel, and there was no room for back and forth. He came correct. He made me see that I was making an investment for my brand, not an expense. Most of the time, when you finish talking with the client, the person feels that, is this person evil? Is this evil worth investing in? I beg, yeah, we'll go talk later, yeah? I'll get back to you. I'll get back to you. So let's take a case study, right? I'm jumping things. I want to check some so that we're able to cover some that are very, very pertinent. Okay, please a minute. All right. So I want to show you why. I want to show you why there was a comment I made. I said you should present your service or your product as an investment, not an expense. And this is the reason why. There's something called the science of pricing and value perception. The science of pricing and value perception. And I'm going to quote the Harvard Business School research. The Harvard Business School research on pricing psychology. The Harvard Business School research on pricing psychology reveals 3 key factors that determine whether a customer is willing to pay a higher price. Number 1, reference pricing. Customers compare your price to a standard. If most designers, for instance, charge 50,000 naira and you say that yours is 200,000 naira, your price tag will feel very high unless you justify the difference. Unless you're able to justify the difference, and that is what I do on my seat every single day, justifying the difference. How do you do that? perceived value. If your service also seems scarce, exclusive, or of high quality, people will pay more. Emotional justification. Clients need to feel emotionally justified in paying your price. If they believe your work will improve their brand, business, or life, they are more willing to pay. And here's the case study. We're going to use two Nigerian writers. Writer one, in fact, you charge 5,000 naira per article because you assume that cheaper rates attract more clients. And I charge 50,000 naira per article. How do I justify, how do I use those three factors: emotional justification, perceived value, and reference pricing to win the customer? How do I use those? You will just tell your customer that I charge 5,000 naira per article, but me, I'll tell my clients that my work is SEO optimized, plagiarism free, and guaranteed to increase website traffic. As a writer, let's assume that I'm a social media manager. Somebody reached out to me on Sunday. I thought I was going to church and said, please, oh, I'm about to lose my job. I'm a social media manager for a foreign company on TikTok and Facebook, but I'm about to lose my job. Nothing is happening. This one, I said, I can only reply to you on Monday. She said, I'm willing to pay anything so that you can take a look and tell me what's not working. I've looked at your page. Meanwhile, we don't have 50K followers. We're just at 5K, but doing what we know how to do best. So I see your storytelling and everything. What am I getting wrong? And then I say, send the link to this thing. Let's look at it. And I looked at it. I was able to break down 10 issues, problems with that. And I told her, you're not the problem. You need to go back and have a conversation with the people you're managing their pages. This page, I will never follow for anything in this world. Graphics work. Perception, it's giving spiritual vibes. I don't even know. So no matter how much she tries to market it, nothing is going to work. Except their family and friends subscribe. Right? So when we have why do you think that people will leave somebody who is charging less and go to somebody who is charging more? Because that person who is charging more is not going to tell you that I charge 5,000 naira to write it for you, to write article for you. No, I'm going to justify it, emotional justification. I'm going to justify why my price is higher, or make it make sense that something somebody can get for 50,000, you're charging 200,000 for it. You have to be able to justify it during conversations. So what can I say as maybe somebody who writes content? Not even, let's leave the main work. Let's just talk about content writing. I'll tell you one, my work is SEO optimized, and you know that everybody wants a search engine optimized work where people can easily find their work. If I'm presenting you, you'll be like, and I even go in to tell you what why it's important that the content is searchable. And I tell you that it's plagiarism free. So people don't say, oh, they will just go and copy nonsense from AI and put out there. It's plagiarism free, and I'm not going to copy people's work. Guaranteed to increase website traffic. If maybe I'm writing it for your for maybe email lists, to build your email list or whatever, I'll tell you that, you see, the way I'm going to write it, I am giving you the guarantee is going to increase traffic. At this point, you're seeing my service as an investment you need to make for your brand. One, oh, people can search my content and see it. Okay, that's a good one. Oh, plagiarism free. They will not come and say, copy. They will copy from different blogs and put here. It's not, there's not even any new thing, no fresh perspective that they are bringing. Oh, so everything is authentic, beautiful. And I tell you that it's going to increase your website traffic. At this point, any money in your pocket will give me, because I've justified it, and I'm coming from the angle of the services, the extra I'm bringing, and why you need to work with me. But you don't just stop at, I'm doing it at 5,000. Tell me why I need to pay you more. If I'm paying you more for something I can get for less, tell me more, justify it. Okay? Okay, I'm trying to jump. Okay, let's talk about strategies to shift your pricing mindset. There's something called the anchor pricing strategy. The anchor pricing strategy. How to make your price seem reasonable. The anchor pricing strategy. How to make your price seem reasonable. Psychologists call it anchoring. That is the idea that people compare prices to the first number they see. Anchoring is the idea that people compare prices to the first number they see. Let's take an example. If you say my service costs 500,000 naira, a client may feel that it's too high. If I say, oh, to do this, do that, my price is 500,000 naira, I'll be like 500,000, like 500,000. Are you serious? No, it's too much. But if you say this instead, most agencies charge 1 million naira, but I offer it at 500,000 naira. One thing happens immediately because first, I have seen the first number I have seen. I compare it with whatever it is you're going to tell me. Most agencies charge 10 minutes. Thank you. Most agencies charge this 1 million naira, but I'm going to give it to you for 500,000 naira. So I will not see your high price as reasonable because you have already thrown open a higher price than before you mentioned your actual price. Okay? Okay, I'm jumping. Another thing is this. I want to teach you the power of silence. I used it this week a lot, the power of silence. Most people feel uncomfortable with silence in negotiations. Silence makes clients rethink their objections. Somebody will ask you during a conversation, can you reduce your price? And you say, I charge 150,000 naira for this service, and then you stay silent. Please practice this and get back to me. 9 out of 10 times, the client will fill the silence by justifying the price or agreeing. So what this tells you is this: the person who speaks first loses the negotiation. Please don't practice this with me. Oh, disclaimer. It's happened so many times when I engage services of some people and I'm like, okay, can we do it at this price? And I keep quiet. If the person says, I do it at this price, repeats the same price and keeps quiet, the tendencies are that I will finally say, okay, no wahala. Oh yeah, let's do it like this. Or if you say, let's say the person says 150 and says it and keeps quiet, if I had wanted to say 50,000, say this person is keeping quiet. You don't know what's in the person's mind. What's going on? People naturally, humans, we feel uncomfortable with silence. Silence makes us uncomfortable. I will just fill it in by saying, okay, okay, I think, can we do 145? Can we do 140? And then you'll be like, but this thing is 150. Oh. All right, it's okay, ma. Silence, the power of silence in conversations. Always remember, the person who speaks first loses the negotiation. The person who speaks first loses the negotiation. Always learn to read the room during conversations that lead to negotiations. I'm trying to jump. The notes are so much. I'm even jumping and not. I want to take some case studies. Okay, I want to quickly touch on controlling conversations with confidence. This is something I talk to my team about a lot. Confidence. Confidence. See, one of the things I do, I do not waste any of my personal experiences. I don't waste it. The things that you commonize, I don't commonize it. And so I will close the deal while the next person complains and says it's not fair. All is fair in negotiations, actually. So I'm speaking with let's say somebody wants to work on a project, maybe a book project, for instance, and this person is in his 80s, and every little thing he would not say, people of your age may not relate with my book. What I would do easily is to bring in my experience of studying African literature and how I have been exposed to works of Wole Soyinka, Gabriel Okara, um, Joseph Conrad, and the rest of them. By the time I mentioned my, your experience, things you have mastery of, that, oh, I've been able to read the works of diverse works of these people, and these are people, these people in their 80s, 75, 70 are people who have who have seen the Civil War, so they know the works of. I will intentionally pick out specific book names that would resonate with them, and then I'll say, this, that. You, before you know, the person loses up. Icebreaker, conversation begins to flow. You will not hear, you may not be able to understand my kind of book or my kind of work. You won't hear that again. When I'm having conversations with people who write children's books, I'll tell you that I've been an educator for years. And then you see, they say, wow, you've taught children. That's beautiful. I will now tell you, oh, and I have 5 kids. Mommy, I have 5 is not for mouths. I have 5 kids, and so I understand whatever it is you're trying to achieve. It is children's book. I understand. And I will not top it up with, I'm a children's book author. C'est fini. See, the person, even if you price 50 kobo, the person will pay this other person 1 million naira, because they believe that this person understands the pinpoint. This person understands where they are coming from. Shared experience. Shared experiences. Do not waste your experiences. Sometimes you have people that come to you to buy things instead of you to bring all your experiences to bear. You waste them. You waste your experiences. These are the things that drive conversations. Your experiences, your expertise, the knowledge you have, use it to close deals. Use them to close deals. So let me take you to, I hope this 3 minutes, are you sure we'll not do, put it in the chat, put it in the chat. I told you 1 hour, 5 hours self can't take all these plenty notes. Let's talk about, let me take you to Aba Market, where in a negotiation, the person who asks the right questions controls the conversation. So let's get to Aba Market for every business owner right here. A woman enters a fabric shop in Ariara Market, Aba. She's unsure of what to buy, so she says, I just want to look around. The wrong approach would be for a seller to stay silent and let her look around and leave. The winning approach would be for an experienced trader or business person to control conversation. How do you control conversation? Madam, are you looking for lace for a wedding or Ankara for a traditional marriage? The first thing that happens is that the client now feels the need to answer, shifting from just looking to engagement. You have engaged them. And then you ask again, do you like soft fabrics that flow well or the strong ones that last forever? Now the person begins to visualize their needs and starts making a choice in their head. Right? Ask guiding questions to steer the conversation toward a decision. Ask guiding questions to steer the conversations toward a decision. Frame choices in a way that makes the client see the value. When you're giving options or choices, frame it. Frame your choices in a way that makes the client see the value. Never allow a client to control the conversation by remaining passive. Never allow a client to control the conversation by remaining passive. You are just there. You are just there. You cannot drive conversations. You cannot ask thought-provoking questions that will make the people open up. The moment you're able to get people to open up, you have won them over. So if you're a graphic designer, for instance, and you meet a client who says, what kind of design do you don't say, what kind of design do you want? Instead, you ask, are you looking for a modern, minimalistic style or something bold and dramatic? And this is the same reason why I don't go to certain salons. Well, half of the time, all my life, I don't really know. I know the kinds of styles I want, but everybody doesn't know what they want all the time. And I go there, and if I tell you, see how I avoid places. If I tell you I want to make all back, and you say, oh, fine, and I'll ask you, will it fit me? If you fine, I go fit you. You have lost a customer. I want you to ask me some other questions. All back, is it center part? This your front hair, your edges are bad. Do you still? I would advise you to make an all back, but there's a way I would make it. Do you want the hair to pour? If you still want the hair to pour, there's a way I would make the style so that it will protect your edges and cover it, and you still look beautiful. Or you even go further and say, you have an oblong face, and this kinds of style fits people who have oblong faces. Oh, it's not my fault, though. The person behind the scene says, I should not give us everything. Even him is taking notes. I should not give everything. The main event is coming. This is not even the event. The event is power packed. This is just something I just feel like I should teach because of the so many calls I receive from creatives across different industries. So you understand, people want more. You can ask questions like, are you looking for, I'm wrapping up, just 5 minutes. Are you looking for a modern, minimalistic style or something bold and dramatic? You can also ask, do you prefer elegant fonts or eye-catching ones? Do you know that even when I'm talking about books, I'm not in the design department, but I will talk about design. Some of you, even in your workplaces, you will never get a raise because you're just there. You don't bring anything extra to the table. If you don't read to check, somebody is writing a children's book. If I'm having a conversation with an author who wants to write a children's book, I will tell you, I know all the fonts. I'm not a designer. I don't have to be a designer to seek extra knowledge. I'll tell you all the fonts that you should use for your children's book. Because fonts speak the way colors speak. I'll even tell you colors safe. I'll say, oh, Comic Sans. Mention some of these things that appeal to children. Tell you more, like solve a problem. Before the end of the meeting, person is going, feeling every time you keep hearing, I came to the right place. I'm not going anywhere else. I came to the right place. Oh, thank you so much. This was insightful. You're having meetings and clients are writing down notes. There you work. What's the extra you're doing? If whether you're in paid employment or you are a creative, what's the extra you bring to the table for your customers to keep them? What's the extra? I'm buying maybe plated gold. Can you educate me? And I'm asking you, if I'm consistently asking you, I hope say this thing no go wash. Hope say this thing no go wash. It's time for you to look deeper. It's a time when I'm asking that, when clients keep asking such questions, it's a time for you to rise up and educate them. When I was selling food stuff, there's no business I haven't done. That was why I put this thing together, and I'm telling you that in the next 1 week, we've not exhausted it. I brought it from many years of experience and practice, and now finally finding myself, this is what I am now doing for a known company. Negotiation, very important. That's why when you come to my shop and people say, that time that wasn't a thing, like 2016, 2015, 2014. When they come, they touch the hibiscus leaf, this zobo. The only thing beside I know sabi do am. I say, madam, that one no be problem now. I will there, I will teach you how to make zobo. Run, enter fridge, bring the one I'm drinking. I say, taste now. No put too much flavor. Go buy pineapple day in season now. Put and make the thing sweet. You know, children belle. Show them you are interested in their well-being. You have won customers. Some will come, Now only 500, 1,000 naira. Me, I don't dey crack head. How I want to use this 1,000 naira cook when 1,000 was worth something. I'll say, wait till they talk, madam. Oh yeah, small fish, 250. That time, Gary, one paint now it was 500 naira. So go buy Gary 250. Buy small fish 300. Buy ofo 50 naira. You get oil for house. I don't make list for you, dear. You get oil, you no get oil. Okay. Oya, do this one. 1,000 naira don't cook soup. Oya, vegetable. I been share them 100 naira, but I go share them into to make you take 50 naira home. That means like go cook, make children come back for sushi food chop. Solve problems. I brought all of these things. So sometimes difficult conversations in a now very professional field, people are like, how did you do it? It's from many years of negotiating without knowing that it was what I was doing. Closing deals, making sure customers are not leaving. Making sure customers are not leaving. Positioning yourself as an expert. There's just so much to teach, Jesus Christ. So let me wrap up with this. Let's assume that somebody walks into a store and is looking to buy a generator. The person says, I need generator, but I don't know which one to buy. I have experienced this a lot. That's why I use this example. If you are a terrible business person, your response would be, we have different types, check and see. Really? Do I know anything about generators? You say I should check and see. You have different types. O'Shea. But an expert seller or business person would say, do you want a generator for heavy appliances or just basic lights and fans? If you plan to run a freezer, you will need at least 3.5 kVA. I would not start listening. That's how I bought one freezer like that. I didn't know when I bought it. They say, buy this thermocool now. This one is the best for Nigerian lights. You need a consumed electricity, and this one self now you carry inverter. I say, okay. See, if you even on them, the generator no go shake. Solve problem. I don't pay. Before I knew it, brought out my card and bought a freezer. Put it on my way home. And you're telling me I should look around and check. Okay. All right. So let's say you are a branding expert and somebody say, don't just say I design logos. Instead, say educate your client. Tell me more. Your logo should reflect your brand identity. Do you want something premium like Apple or playful like Instagram? A good logo increases brand recognition. Have you considered how your customers will perceive your brand? I remember let me wrap up here because I don't know where to start from, where to end rather. I remember having a conversation with a very top government official one day. And the person shared the Instagram handle, shared her Instagram handle. Okay, for us to look at one or two things. I'm not going to talk about anything about the project or work that has nothing to do with writing anyways. And when we were talking and all, before the meeting, another thing is preparing yourself. Some of you just wake up, somebody told you, let's have a meeting today. You are unprepared. For someone like me, I'll put you on a hot seat. By the time I'm done, you return to you return to the person, instead of you wielding the conversation, ask the person offering the service. I will be the one in charge of the conversation. And I can tell you for free that you did not prepare. You did not prepare. I spent time to research. If people reach out to you and you should do more, go search them out on social media. Start the conversation with, I read this article you wrote about XYZ. That was so icebreaker. And they begin to relax and say, you loved it. Don't pay first compliment. I always look for one thing that I actually did love and start with that conversation. And then when we started talking, we left what the conversation was about and went into her Instagram. I began to analyze all her Instagram posts, the recent ones. I said, this one was like you were being too preachy about, she said, oh, she called the person managing the page and said, come and be taking notes. We left the main thing we're doing. We started analyzing. Matthew, I've seen your message. I'm rounding up, sir. Sorry. We started analyzing the page. And by the time we're done, do you want to tell me the person didn't sign up? No, no. She kept saying, thank you so much. Thank you so much. You didn't have to do this, but you did. Person, you know what I've done? You've positioned yourself as the expert. You've positioned yourself as the expert. Whoever is trying to offer anything would look like a joke. The person would look like a joke. Learn to research. Make it a habit to prepare before conversations. Make it a habit to read. Read wide. Read wide. Most importantly, be confident. You may know everything, but there is no confidence. You're talking as if you're afraid. I won't even trust you with my money. You're talking as if you have fear. You're not even sure. Anyone I say to the tune, you don't control conversation. How am I going to trust you to be able to know what is right for my brand? We have over 5 parts. I have a separate document for case studies I wanted all of us to look at and give responses to. Unfortunately, like I expected, I know we can't exhaust it. Thank you so much for being in the class. Share your light bulb moments. If there's anything you took away from this class, please let me know. I'm reading the message from the team. They say, well done, ma. I've heard, oh, I'm going. I'm rounding up. Thank you so much for being here. There's just so much I want to unpack. There's just so much from many years of experience I want to share. And the main event is coming up March, 1st of March to the 14th of March. Is going to be power packed. 14 good days back to back. Your notes will be filled. Your life will be transformed. I'm doing this because I want to see you grow. I'm doing this because I want to see new things happen. I want you to see you take charge. I want to see you win, because we won't be there when you're going to have conversations. You don't even know who is going to reach out to you. I'm hoping that you're able to apply one or two and get things done. Yes, the rest announcements will be in the community. And I look forward to seeing you on the 1st to the 14th of March. Come prepared. Buy a separate notepad. Buy a separate notepad, because you are going to see what you've been missing and how you should have not tried to box yourself in, because all the experiences I have, I use them in one thing or two things. Like you are this, you are this, you are that. All of them come handy when I'm closing deals. All of them come handy when I'm delivering XYZ. So why would someone say, oh, you must find a niche? I'll tell you what to do about it. Find a niche, stay in one place. Then just do one thing, and in your heart of heart, your soul is crying. You know that you are not giving expressions to all parts of you. But that's going to change during the 14-day power packed workshop that we're going to have. Hopefully, I might be able to pick a few of this negotiation stuff, because all these notes can waste, and then we find ways to put it in somehow. Thank you again for joining, and have a good night. See you in the group. Thank you. Good night. Good night. Good night. I can't read comments, so I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I'm not seeing comments from my end. So thank you. Matthew, I'm signing out now. Thank you. Thank you, Favor. Thank you. And have a good night. Let me know if this was worth your time, if this was worth your 1 hour plus. Send messages to the group. Let people also know what's going on, because what you just saw tonight is just note 2. Meanwhile, I made 10 notes and we just did only 2 out of 10. So we have over 8 plus left from just this mini course that we couldn't even complete. So I'll see you in the group. Have a good night, rest. Thank you, Saint Caris. Thank you, Favor. Love you guys. Keep winning. I'm rooting for you. Keep winning. Keep winning. Bye.
Hidden talents, dreams untold, a universal brilliance, yet uncontrolled. Intellisphere's the key, the magic wand, unlocking potential across every land. Intellisphere, bridging the gap in knowledge. Ordinary minds, extraordinary feats, with knowledge as the compass guiding your feet. Empowering futures brighter than before. Intellisphere's the gateway forevermore. Intellisphere, bridging the gap in knowledge. Intellisphere, bridging the gap in knowledge. Ordinary minds, extraordinary feats, with knowledge as the compass guiding your fates. Empowering futures brighter than before. Intellisphere's the gateway forevermore. Intellisphere, bridging the gap in knowledge. Intellisphere, bridging the gap in knowledge. So step into the light, let your spirit soar. Embrace the future forevermore. With Intellisphere by your side, success is yours, far and wide, far and wide. Intellisphere.